Welcome, everybody, to episode 16 of the Content Profit Show. This is Jeff Herring, your host, and we're broadcasting live from our virtual studios here way north, even wayer north than I used to be, of Atlanta, Georgia, and in the actual foothills of the North Georgia mountains. And our topic today is awesome. We're going to create a new niche empire today. It's not just taking an article and turning it into a product or even an empire. We're going to do a whole new niche empire. All right. And replays will be available on the Facebook groups right away. And then you can get all of them by going to the contentprofitshow.com. And this one in particular will be the contentprofitshow.com/little e16 for episode 16. Okay. And remember to join us next week, Monday. We've got another show with Carol Robinson will be the guest. And then I'm going to be gone next Thursday. And many of you have contributed to this, so thank you very much. I'm going to spend 4 days in the North Carolina mountains with a thing called Lighthouse Family Retreat, which is a local Atlanta group that helps people living through childhood cancer. And we usually do week-long retreats, and we're experimenting with weekend retreats. So this came out, and it was like, helping people, mountains, North Carolina. Yeah, okay, I'm in. So thank you all for contributing. You're helping a whole lot of people. My guest today, right over here, is longtime student friend Chris Hallett, all the way from across the pond. And he is the midlife crisis coach. Okay, you could put another M in there and say for men, and we'd have a great alliteration. So thank you, whoever is Facebook user that's coming up here, saying hi to Jeff and Chris Hallett. Hi back. So Chris, before we get into building your empire, give us the short version of how you got to this topic, because it's a very interesting niche.
It was talking to and thank you for the introduction. And it's great to be joining you from a very dark and cold England. It was talking to my partner, future wife to be, and we just talked about that. And she said, and it was her idea, actually. I've got to give her credit for it. She said, have you thought about going into this area of the male menopause and midlife crisis? Because there's a lot of people out there doing stress, anxiety, sleeping problems, all sorts of disorders. And the label of the male menopause is actually unhelpful. Because it's not the same as ladies go through. It's a lot of stuff that's going on in their heads. And I figured, given what I've been through in the last couple of years with losing my wife, and myself having some of the problems in terms of sleeping, anxiety, and all that sort of stuff, so actually I'm in a great place here to help people.
Awesome. I love that story, and congratulations on, by the way, not only for what's coming, but obviously you've picked well if she suggested this niche. So yay, Jill. All right. So we're going to dive in here. Let me pop this up, and we'll hang out on here for a while and may just disappear. So this will get bigger for everybody. Here comes all the congratulations, Chris.
Thank you. Don't I need to tell you a joke?
What's that?
Don't I need to tell you a joke?
Oh, that's right. Yes. Please give us a good, clean, bad dad joke.
Well, I love this one, and it's very simple. It's quick. Why do seagulls fly across the sea?
Okay, why?
Because if they flew across the bay, they'd be bagels.
Oh, that's so bad. But you notice I'm writing it down. Seagulls and bagels. All right. Yeah. Yay. Okay, folks, that's the end of the show. Drop the mic. We'll see you next now. Everybody loves that one. Yeah. All right. So what we've got here that we're doing differently, we're doing a lot of things differently today. Besides building an entire empire, we're going to do it with 2 articles. Okay. Because Chris came to me a couple of weeks ago and said, hey, I'm getting into this. How's the best way to get started? I said, I got a show opening coming up. Boom, it's yours. And so, I encourage him to go grab the templates and write a couple articles about this, which he did. So what I really want you guys to understand as you look at this is these are things that Chris created 6 days ago at the time of this podcast and live cast. And so that's how quick we can do this. That's how quick you can build something. So let's open this one up. Midlife male menopause, the big myth uncovered. I love it. And what to do instead. What a great picture. All right, let's make this a little bigger for the kids here. All right, I'm on a mission to educate and help 45 to 60-year-old men navigate. I love it. Why are you doing this? It's, big myth. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Reality number one. It's real. Yeah. Rarely a physical thing. Your symptoms are real. Reality number three. Symptoms can be fixed. Yep. Okay. So what we got here. This is a great introduction in an ebook. Okay. Because we can combine these two articles into an ebook. You know, it'd be a micro book, but you've already written the intro, okay, with maybe a few tweaks. Okay. It's also a get started here module for a signature course.
Cool.
Okay. Oh, funny. So we women can tell men that it's all in their head. Yeah. Chris didn't say it was all in y'all's head. No. He was saying that's what y'all get told sometimes.
Yeah.
Just trying to keep you out of trouble here, bud. And even this article here or the ebook could be something you send people. If you end up with a membership or a mastermind, that could be something you give them right away. Okay. So already we've got gold here with this, your intro and your first module is done. So let's see what else you got here. Bonus tip. Find the root cause. Yep. Your next success steps. I've heard about that. And so nice move here. You're creating a waiting list, building a list and creating a waiting list. I like that. Okay. This is a good standard at the end. Subscribing to your content, join by following this link. Very nice. Very nice. All right. So let's go and we'll look at the other one that we're going to build so much around. 3 energy sapping midlife mistakes. Oh my goodness. How many of y'all just got pulled by that one? Energy sapping. Yeah. All right. So let's open this guy up. And remember, written 6 days ago. Chris, I remember back in the 90s when I first started creating content for the newspaper. It was 95. And I noticed that a lot of people, sounds like some of the things I do, somebody's saying good. So many people I knew, friends, colleagues, myself, clients, started getting anxious on Sunday night, right? Because the work week was coming, right? Yep. And so I thought that's an article. So I called it Sunday Night Syndrome, SNS, okay? And it had 3 stages, mild, moderate, and severe, signs and symptoms, and what to do. Okay. I made it up on a Wednesday, gave it to my editor on a Friday. Remember, this is before, this kind of communication, right? Mm. So about 10 days later, I'm getting letters and phone calls asking me for my book, asking me, where I did the study for this, where I was a professor. And I'm thinking to myself, I made this up 10 days ago. But it hit something, right? Just like what you've got is hitting something, okay? Chris has great responses, claps for such a young article. Yeah, thank you. I think that's Wendy, because I was going to point that out later, but now you have.
Well, I've had a great teacher to do this.
Well, my privilege, and I'm proud of you. Okay, midlife mistake 1. One of the things you could do at the beginning of this article is do a two paragraph preamble, and this will increase your views on Medium and your profits. And this is just a freebie bonus for all you guys. Okay, right here you could say, in our most recent article training episode, you discovered whatever it is they got. Period. You can still access that by clicking here. Okay. So the first thing they see is sending somebody back to another article. So they've clicked on 2 articles already. And then the article after this one is going to send back here, right? So you're getting them from both ways, okay? And then new paragraph. Today you're going to discover the 3 major midlife mistakes and what to do instead. Let's go. Let's get started, or shall we start? Or that'd be a good British way to say it. Shall we begin?
Let's begin.
Midlife mistake number 1: believe you are halfway through your life. Yeah. I love all these. Yep. The first Gap store really was in 1969.
Yeah.
Wow. I knew about Stan Lee.
Okay.
Colonel Sanders had his first store and he was 63 or 64, Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Yeah.
Do they have that over there?
Yeah, we do. Yeah. Yeah.
Really? I'm sorry. That's just
well, I don't use it, so we're okay.
Good. About 7-8 years ago, I was at the beach with my sons, and a couple seafood places we liked were closed. So we said, all right, let's try Kentucky Fried. The boys had never had it. It's the first time they've had it and the last time we've all had it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What to do instead? Shift your thinking and imagine you've only just begun. A little Carpenter song in the background. What else can you achieve and accomplish? I love that. And every time I do something new, okay, and I'm out of your age range. I'm 64, like you. But I've been doing this since my 40s. I'll get this thought in my head. I've peaked, right? And so what I've trained myself to do is automatically start playing a song in my head until I can listen to it for real. Mm-hmm. And it's from those wise philosophers, Bachman, Turner, and Overdrive.
Yeah.
You ain't seen nothing yet. That's exactly right. So I like this here. Yeah. Okay. Now, see, here's the cool thing about this. Because you could do this right here could be a whole page and a chapter of a short mini ebook. Okay. It doesn't have to be a lot. You can add more if you want. It's the beginning of a module, because then you would add stuff like, a checklist, the video, the article, etc. Midlife mistake number 2: settle for what you have. Yep. You know what? In grad school, where I went to University of Central Florida, they were pounding it into our brains, this mindset stuff, that you had to have like a score of 1 million on the GRE, 10 years of experience, and something else to get into grad school, right? And one quarter, they got to me. I quit in the middle of a quarter, which my parents didn't appreciate much. And I was working for a grocery store, right? A chain grocery store. And I thought, well, I'll just work there, make some money, and maybe I'll go that way, right? So the manager invited me to a regional meeting. There were all these late 30, early 40s, 50-year-old men in ties, tight shirts with a Dunlap, over their belt, who looked miserable, because they were doing this. This is as best as it's going to be until I, retire or die, whichever comes first. And I thought, oh, heck no. Went back to school that summer and finished up early. So yeah, that's real. I mean, have you ever felt that one? Settle for what you have?
I haven't settled, as we know a bit about each other, and I never went to university. So at the age of 64, I've just started by doing my master's.
Right.
So there's plenty, even if you're 50, 60, there's still plenty of time in life to do stuff and make, have big achievements.
Got it. Okay. So that's Corey saying that about the responses and collapse. Hey, Corey. Hi, Jeff and Chris. Thank you for that comment there. KFC is highly toxic. Okay. All right. What to do instead? Look at what you value most in your life. What's important and how it is important. Yeah, I like that. I was telling somebody this morning, I had a breakfast meeting for a project we're doing at church. And I hadn't caught up with this guy in months. And I told him, I said, because they've done some midlife and then empty nester work with people at church. This one guy whose name I'm blanking right now, but I'll send it to you. He's got a book on empty nesters, right? And this was like 3 months after Caleb moved out, and it was me and the dogs. And I thought, let me go look at this. And one of the things they said, I think on the first page, hey, this is great. Your kids are out having great new experiences. It's time for you to have great new experiences.
Yeah.
And I went, ooh, because the timing was perfect. The lease was running out at the house I was renting. Okay. One of our 2 dogs had passed. So I'm down to just one. So I did something I'd always wanted to do. You'll enjoy this as a midlife guy. I sold or gave away almost everything. Kept enough for one small storage unit in a friend's garage full of bins. And I went on an adventure of, I called myself a digital nomad in the North Georgia mountains with my dog, living from Airbnb to Airbnb, and just recently stopped that last month. But I mean, I heard that notion about new experiences. I went, okay. And so part of what I'm guessing you want people to do with this, these men, is to jump into this and go, heck yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Because, all too often people get sucked into a life that is just work, go home, look after the family, and all the stuff they did, when they're at college, not so much, I don't mean going out drinking, but playing sport, hobbies, interests, that they all fall by the wayside.
Right.
And this is a great time to restart those, or as you said, do something you've always wanted to do. And I don't mean go off and, blow the life savings on a Harley or a fast car. Do something.
Old games.
Yeah.
I love it. This man, I'm so excited you're getting into this because you're going to change lives. You're going to not only change men's lives, you're going to change spouses' lives. You're going to change kids' lives. And it's going to be incredibly rewarding for you, I would think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. Midlife mistake number 3, give up on your dreams and goals. Yep. You may set goals. Okay. You can have goals in more than one area of your life.
Oh, yes.
When you do, they'll support each other like a good friend. Yep. And that could be a good place this module would really be good with a checklist. Okay. Because it could be a checklist of suggested goals. Okay. And people can pick, pick the top 3. The bottom line, no time to be winding down and coasting. Nope. The least important is in the past. Let it go and build a plan to live the rest of your life now and do it with purpose. My buddy, Andy Andrews, has a quote that says, if you're still breathing, you're alive. If you're alive, you're still here. Okay. If you're still here, then that means you haven't yet accomplished what you were sent here to do. Yep. And if you haven't yet accomplished what you were sent here to do, the best and most important part of your life is still ahead of you. When we talk later, I can get you that quote if you want to use it. But it's a whole new perspective because I've had a pretty cool life, dude. You mean it's going to get better? Bring it on. Bonus tip. Check out my Life Mastery Hub. I like that phrase.
Thank you.
Okay. And then more stuff like that. All right. So, I'm just excited that we're doing 2 articles today and blending them together. So let's back up all the way to the beginning. Okay. Because one question is, how are you going to find these men? Right.
Yeah.
And so you've already got 2 ways here, these articles, and Medium is kind of the powerful elephant in the living room that nobody's using. Yeah. Well, anyway, and we're going to get you using this well, because this drives so much traffic. When you do it like I've been doing, I don't think a day goes by that I don't get a handful of list members from here, from Medium. Yeah. And several times a week, people will actually buy, because I do it like with an opt-in link and then a purchase link. So cool. Love the attitude about finishing an educational goal. Great story to share. Well, we're both doing that, right? Okay, so there's one way to drive traffic. And then doing stuff like we're doing. One of the things I want you to do is do a search on men midlife crisis podcasts. Okay. Yeah. Because you have 3 advantages going in to do one of those. One, you're your own client. Mm-hmm. Okay. 2, you've been at this kind of game for a while. And 3 is something you couldn't change if you wanted to. And it's that really cool British accent. Okay. It's so hypnotic and pulls people in.
I love
So
that.
people would listen to your pod. How many of the people that are watching this, listening to this right now? Let us know in the Q&A if you would listen to Chris's podcast just for his voice. Okay, yay or nay in the Q&A. Okay, and so there's a couple of ways, and we'll talk about more ways to drive traffic in a little bit. And then driving them to all the places. But I mean, let's do something low cost. Donna says, but of course. Thank you, Donna.
Thank you.
Driving them first to the ebook. Sharon would do it too. Sharon was the first guest. She paved the way for what we're doing now, Chris. And so the ebook and every one of these myths or mistakes and other things could even also be like a mini class to get people in, mini courses, mini class. And then I really think this can become a signature course, which means the kind of course you're known for.
Yeah.
And makes your mark. And then my stats show me that a third of the people that do a signature course end up in a membership or mastermind.
Because I was actually thinking about a mastermind for this, because there's a number of different areas, and each one of those could be a masterclass that then form the membership site.
Yeah, masterclass to mastermind.
Yeah.
I like that. Stellar job here today, Chris. Any questions so far?
No, I love everything that you've said, and thank the people for their comments and appreciation. It's really good. I love it. So there's a lot of ideas there to what I can do with this.
What's that?
Lots of ideas of things
tons of ideas.
This to build it out.
Limitless what you can do with this, and we'll talk about that in a minute. I think I got a wedding present for you. And so, all right, folks, thank you for being a part of the show and contributing great stuff for Chris and I. One of the things I'm going to save that for later. Never mind. Now I've really piqued everybody's interest. All right, so as soon as we're done, this will be available in a replay in all the Facebook groups it's in and on YouTube. Okay. And then later tonight, it'll all be available at thecontentprofitshow.com/E16. That's little e, digit 1, digit 6. So thecontentprofitshow.com/E16, because you are episode 16. And so, Chris, appreciate you being here. Thanks for having fun with me.
Thank you.
Thank you for the men's joke. I mean, the dad joke I'm going to tell in my men's group in the morning. And I think we'll be seeing more of you. So on that note, we're going to wrap it up, folks. Thanks for being a great audience and laughing in all the right places like y'all have. And until we meet again, go use this stuff.